Kripatamaham Vande Shri Guru Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanyameshwaram. Hare Krishna, I would like to welcome all of you for our study of Sri Bhagavad Gita. So yesterday we discussed the second chapter. We were studying actually second chapter. So let's continue from where we stopped. Okay, before we begin, can I just hear from someone of you how the chapter second started and how it is proceeding? Can anybody say some points? Yes, please. Anybody remembers from yesterday's or a day before yesterday's discussion?
Second chapter, Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Yes.
The second chapter is Arjuna's indecision. We started with that. And then he was accepting Krishna as his guru.
Yeah, that today we are going to see. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Okay. Thank you. Anybody would like to add something?
We talked about Arjuna's qualities of his compassion, how compassionate he was.
Yes. Okay. That was Prabhupada mentions, yeah. Then what he mentions about the real compassion? What is real compassion?
Real compassion is to get the bhakti, Prabhu.
Yeah, real compassion is we should be compassionate to others to give Krishna consciousness in that way, in a spiritual level, right? So Prabhupada gives an example. What is that example? Anybody remembers? You remember, Prabhu? There is a example, compassion regarding compassion. He is giving an example, right? What is that? Very, anybody?
Drowning man, he needs compassion for the dress.
Yes, thank you, Mataji. Yes, compassion for the dress of a drowning man is senseless. Similarly, if we are saying that, okay, compassion for the body is not that intelligent. But if we are giving something, on a spiritual level, we should have compassion to give Krishna consciousness, to give, to bring them in the path of bhakti or, something related to Krishna, because that is something eternal. That is going to be their permanent asset. But dress is temporary. Similarly, we were discussing that, I think, in the 2 weeks back discussion also regarding compassion in the first chapter, when we discussed that if you are giving some food to some poverty-stricken people, but how long we can serve? How long we can feed them? We can do that for some time, for few days or whatever, but that is not an ultimate thing, ultimate help we are doing, right? The best thing which we can do to them is to give Krishna consciousness. Of course, we are not saying that we should not give any food or prasadam. Of course, we should give. Along with that, we should give Krishna consciousness also. That is the best way. That's how the compassion should work, in that way. So drowning, that's a good example. Prabhupada always says, compassion for the dress of the drowning man is senseless. Rather, we have to save him, right? Not the dress. We should not. It's not that if you are saving the dress, there is some benefit. No, but if you are saving the person, yes, there is some benefit. Yeah. Okay. What else we did? Anybody would like to add something? What we have seen yesterday or the previous class? How Krishna is responding to Arjuna's situation? Yes, please say. Yes. Nobody? How Krishna is responding? Who would like to say? Anybody can say, by the way. Please unmute and say what we discussed yesterday.
Krishna was saying, Hare Krishna Prabhu, Krishna was saying, what makes you feel so compassionate? What sort of impurity has come into your mind? Why is your heart so pollute like that? I'm not giving the correct word, but I'm trying to explain.
No problem. Whatever you're saying is the correct only. You should say like that. We don't have to. No need to by heart anything here. Just understand understand the thing and just say yes. You whatever you said is correct only. Yes, please
Why
continue.
is your heart polluted like that? Krishna was asking.
Yeah. From where these impurities have come upon, right? He was asking how have these impurities come upon you? You are a very respectable personality. A person like you, this is not benefiting you, right? And he's saying that this will become if you are thinking in that way, this will lead to infamy, because you are a famous person, but your reputation will go. That's what Krishna is saying. Then he is saying, give up all this petty weakness and petty weakness of the heart, and you rise and fight. In that mode, he is saying. Okay. So then Arjuna continues his lamentation again. He is again giving some more, additional justification, or we can say in the same mood like the previous chapter. Now Krishna. Then finally he said, I don't know what to do. So Arjuna is coming to the state that I don't know what to do. Please, I need help, like that. In that way, he is saying in the 6th verse that if he here somewhere he is saying that he is going to tell now in this verse that I don't know what to do. So we have to start from here, right? From the 7th verse. Who is going to recite with me? Yes, please come forward.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yeah, Mataji, yes.
Karpanya dosh.
Mataji, I will recite one sentence, one line. You can repeat me, follow me, okay?
Okay.
Karpanya dosha pahata swabhava.
Karpanya dosha pahada
Dosho. Karpanya dosho pahata swabhava.
Karpanya dosho pahada swabhava.
Pruchami tvam dharma samudha chetah.
Prichami tvam dharma sammudha cheda.
Yashreyasyan nishchidam bruhitan me.
Yashreyasya nischidam bruhitan me.
Shishyasteham shadimam tvam prapannam.
Shishyasteham shadimam tvam prapannam.
Thank you.
Hare
So I will
Krishna.
recite one more time. I will recite together. Karpanya dosha pahata swabhava prachami tvam dharma samudha chetah yashreyasyan nishchidam bruhitan me shishyasteham shadimam tvam prapannam. Yeah. Please read the translation, somebody.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Now I am confused about my duty and have lost all composure because of misery, weakness. In this condition, I am asking you to tell me for certain what is best for me. Now I am your disciple and a soul surrendered unto you. Please instruct me.
Thank you. Here Arjuna is saying now. Arjuna is now completely surrendering to Krishna. Karpanya dosho pahata swabhava. He's saying Karpanya means miserly weakness. Miser means what? What is the meaning of miser?
One who doesn't spend.
One who is not spending. Yeah, one who possesses something but he is not spending. No? So like that. It's not that he is not spending just like that. He has so many things but he is not ready to spend. That person is called miser. Not that if somebody is not having anything, he is a little reluctant to spend. Miser means one who is possessing but not ready to spend. So Arjuna is in that. Arjuna is now, in that situation. He is in miserly weakness. So he has all the qualities. He is a Kshatriya. He is a well-reputed person. He is following, dharma also. Generally speaking, Arjuna is a great personality. But still now, despite of having all the good things, he is, not doing the things properly. In the sense, he is behaving like a miser. He is behaving like a miser. He knows how he is ideally, he knows what is dharma, and he has to he should follow that. But here now he is in a state that he is not able to follow that. So Arjuna is saying that I am, because of this weakness, miserly weakness, I am afflicted. Prachami tvam dharma samudha chetaha. So I ask you, Krishna, prachami means I ask you, tvam dharma samudha cheta. I am being confused about my duty. Dharma is duty. So I am completely confused about my duty. I ask you, yashreyasya nishchidam bruhitan me. Tell me, Krishna, for certain, what is best for me? What is best for me? Shishyasteham shadimam tvam prapannam. Now I am your disciple. I am your disciple, Shishya, and a soul surrendered to you. So please instruct me. So Arjuna is completely surrendering to Krishna. He is completely surrendering now to Krishna because he is completely confused. So we can see how, if this is a lesson for all of us. We are in this material world. We don't know from when, how many lifetimes, how many billions and billions of years, unlimited. We don't know from when. We are still here. We are still, not able to escape from this world. We are not able to go to spiritual world yet because of so many problems, so many, attachments, so many impressions, so many desires, so many things. We are infected by this material energy, the Sattva-guna, Raja-guna, Tamo-guna, and we are acting accordingly. So the only way to get out of this world is, that's what we are now learning. That's bhakti, basically. So to know bhakti, we should approach somebody who knows that. Right? We should approach somebody who knows that. Anything we see, if you want to learn, we have to approach someone who knows that. Right? That's one thing. So spiritual here, Arjuna is considering Krishna to be his guru now because he is completely confused in his life. Now in this situation specifically, if we see, and he is completely confused and he is approaching somebody who is not having that confusion. Not only that, who is completely free from all confusions, and not only that, one who can give some solution to his problem also. So he is considering all these aspects and approaching Krishna. So it's a lesson for all of us now. We also will have, or are having, we are facing a lot of problems in our life. We are getting confused every day, what to do, what not to do. If I do this, will it be okay? If I do this, will that be okay? So many confusions for us in our life. So confusions will come. So we should, when we are confused, we have to approach somebody who can help us to remove that, or to get out of that confusion, or to guide us in a proper way. Right? So Arjuna is teaching all of us. We should approach somebody who is spiritually elevated. So here in this case, Krishna, he is directly surrendering to Krishna. So for us, maybe we will not be getting a chance like this, like Arjuna, because for Arjuna, Krishna is friend. And he is guru, he is acting as a guru here. So for us, we have to approach someone who is spiritually elevated. So we have, by Krishna's mercy, we have spiritual master. We can approach a spiritual master who can give us proper guidance. So that is what is the lesson for all of us. So I think Prabhupada is also mentioning that here in the purport also. We will just see. Let me just share the screen. Continue. Yeah. So Prabhupada says in the purport. So I hope all of you understood the meaning of the verse. Arjuna is saying, I am confused about my duty and have lost all my composure because of the weakness. In this condition, I am asking you, please tell me what is best for me. I don't know what to do. I am your disciple. Please consider me as your disciple. You are my guru. And I am completely surrendered to you. Please kindly instruct me. So here Prabhupada mentioned in the purport, by nature's own way, the complete system of material activities is a source of perplexity for everyone. With this, we just discussed now about this. This material world is completely, it's a source of perplexity. In every step, there is perplexity. Perplexity means confusion. In every step, there is perplexity, and therefore, it behooves one to approach a bona fide spiritual master who can give one proper guidance for executing the purpose of life. So, this is the role of spiritual master. So, we are going through so many perplexity, we don't know what to do, all these miseries are coming to all of us. There are different kinds of miseries we face. There are miseries like, we will study that in the future also. The miseries like Adi Daivika Klesha, Adi Bhaudika Klesha, Adi Atmiya Klesha. Have I said this before in the class? Definitely in other classes. If you don't know, please you can note it down, those who don't know. Adhyatmika Klesha means the miseries caused by the mind and the body. Adi Daivika Klesha means, Adi Bhaudika Klesha means the kleshas caused by the other living entities. And Adi Daivika Klesha means the miseries due to natural disturbance, natural calamities. That's Adi Daivika Klesha. So different kind, every day we are going through all these kleshas, all these problems. And apart from that, we have Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadi, birth, Mrityu, death, old age, disease. These are also problems. These are also miseries for all of us. So how the birth is a misery is a question mark. Okay, death is definitely a misery, right? And secondly, old age is also misery. Nobody likes to become old. Disease also misery. So birth, death, old age, disease. These 4 plus 3, there are 7 problems which we are facing. Right? Agree? Everybody is agreeing? We are going through these problems. So how birth is also a problem is mentioned in the Bhagavad. Because now when somebody is taking birth, we clap and we say happy birthday, and we give so many gifts. But we should understand, okay, it's good to welcome them, but please, we have to give them Krishna consciousness. Otherwise, again, they will be wasting in their life if you don't give that. So Bhagavatam very clearly says, 3rd canto, when we study 3rd canto also, very beautifully it is mentioned. See, we will be amazed to see the details given in Bhagavatam regarding how a child is conceived in the womb of a mother. We will be amazed. No scientist can give such details. So, right from the union between mother and father, how with the first day what is happening in the womb, first day what is happening in the body of the woman, 2nd day, 3rd day, 4th day, 7th day, 14th day, everything is given. See, Vyasadeva has compiled everything without having any kind of scanning machine or whatever, ultrasonic or whatever scanning now currently we have. Vyasadeva, how he knows? So everything is there in the scriptures. So whatever the scientists are doing, it's all, they are not able to give the details what the scriptures are giving. We will be amazed. I'm not exaggerating. We will be really amazed. And we are talking about something this Bhagavatam 5000 years before Vyasadeva has compiled. But the origin of Bhagavatam is eternal. It's not that just 5000 years. We cannot even say the number of years. Bhagavatam is eternal. So everything is there in the Shastras. So there it's very clearly mentioned how a baby, when the baby is growing in the womb, how much suffering that baby is going through, because the baby is in a very confined space, right? There is no place to move. Womb is very small, and baby will be in like a U shape, completely bent. And it is also mentioned that the skins are very, very sensitive, because skin maybe starts during that, there is no skin initially. So, but there are so many microorganisms in the womb, and some are disturbing them, biting, making problems. So the baby is really facing a lot of problems there. It is mentioned that so much pain is there for the baby. And also Bhagavatam says, and because of the position, because of this microorganisms, or the germs and whatever, that microbes are disturbing the baby, biting the baby. And apart from that, if the mother is eating something spicy, that also being affected to the baby. The skin, they will get, if we are eating something spicy, if the mother is eating spicy, that will affect whatever food the mother eats. Some particles go there and it's disturbing the baby. It's not an easy place. It's not at all an easy place. Acidic, the environment is completely acidic. So much problem, so much misery. So Bhagavatam says the baby is really 9 months baby is struggling in the womb, really struggling. And Bhagavatam also says during that time Krishna, by his mercy, Krishna is there as Paramatma in all of our body, correct? So Krishna is there in the babies, with baby also, right? As when the soul comes to as a enter into the mother's womb through the semen of father, Paramatma also enters, Krishna also enters. From there Krishna is there with the soul, with us, with the baby also. So during that time it is mentioned in Bhagavatam that this baby has consciousness, that the baby is praying. Bhagavatam says the baby is crying and praying that, O Krishna, O Bhagavan, O Lord, I am really struggling here. I have struggled also before in many mothers' womb like this in this world, but I don't want to do this. I don't want this to happen again. Please help me to get out of this, misery. So baby is praying. So we will see that when we study third canto. There are some verses also. And what happens? So it is even mentioned that, so the baby is able to perceive that presence of Krishna and that prayer is happening. But problem is that when the baby coming out, he is being touched in the outside world, everything is being forgotten. So Krishna will retrieve all the remembrance. When in the womb there is remembrance, but out of the womb everything is forgotten. Everything is forgotten, and everybody will say, clap the hands and say happy birthday, welcome to this miserable material world, but we are happily, we are happily inviting them to this material world to suffer along with us. So that is why birth is also misery. So Shastra says, so birth, death, old age, disease, everything is misery, along with the other kleshas. So Prabhupada here mentions that miseries here he is mentioning about perplexity, the confusions. So miseries are there, perplexities are there, confusions are there in each and every step, right? Every step is full of problems. We don't know what will happen. What will happen now? What will happen tomorrow? So Prabhupada mentioned that when there is such situation, we should approach a bona fide spiritual master, or we should approach somebody who can give some solution, who can give proper guidance to execute our life, the purpose of life. So our lesson is that we also should approach somebody who knows and who can help us. Definitely that spiritual master is the right person, and spiritual master will make us understand why we are suffering in this world, why and what is the solution to get out of this world. And so spiritual master will connect us to Krishna. Guru Krishna Parsade Paye Bhakti Lata Beach. So it is mentioned in Shastras that by the mercy of Krishna we get Guru in our life, and through Guru we will actually get Krishna. So mercy, Krishna's mercy comes, and mercy will take us to Guru, and Guru will connect officially with Krishna, and finally we will be able to go to the spiritual world also with the help of Guru. So Guru will take us. That's the role of Guru. If a surrendered disciple, if he is following the principles properly, if he is following the instructions of Guru properly, and if the Guru is a bona fide mean the ideal, the true Guru, not a fake Guru, proper Guru, a pure devotee Guru. If somebody, some Guru, if we have some Guru like that, if we are following his instruction, following whatever is being, should be as per the Shastras, and Guru will take us, because Guru is taking the responsibility of delivering the disciple, taking the disciple to the spiritual world, taking the disciple out of this material world. That responsibility Guru will take, but disciple has to follow him. Otherwise, what spiritual master can do? So in the sense, a Guru has some responsibility, disciple also has responsibilities. Prabhupada mentions here, although he could not understand that his duty to fight was awaiting him on account of miserly weakness, he could not discharge the duties. He is therefore asking Lord Krishna, the Supreme Spiritual Master, to make a definite solution. He offers himself to Krishna as a disciple. So Prabhupada says that he is actually a Kshatriya, and he knows his duty, Kshatriya Dharma, but now because of his some attachments, or you can say weaknesses, he has forgotten his duty. Now he is opening up his eyes, and he is completely understanding that I am not able to take a decision. He is approaching Krishna, considering Krishna to be a spiritual master, a Guru, and asking the solution. So Prabhupada mentions further that he wants to stop friendly talks between master and disciple are serious, and now Arjuna wants to talk seriously, very seriously, before the recognized spiritual master. So because why he says like that, friendly talks, Krishna and Arjuna are actually friends, right? But now the context is changing, the situation is different. Now Arjuna is becoming serious, considering Krishna to be, it's not that, please don't say that after the, from this point onwards, Arjuna is considering Krishna to be his Guru or spiritual master. See, we should understand the context. He was still his friend only, but the situation, is such a way, as we are seeing that he is completely confused of his duty. He doesn't know what to do. So in that situation, he is approaching Krishna and considering him as his Guru and accepting his instruction. He is going to accept his instruction, or he is ready to accept his instruction. So in that way, their friendship will continue. But Prabhupada mentioned that now sometimes even between the friends also there will be some serious talks, right? Some serious talks will be there. So this is something like that. Some serious talks between, and it is not like just two friends. It's like a master or a Guru and a disciple in that mood. Now let's see. He is continuing. Arjuna is saying, yes, somebody can follow me. Nahi prapashyami mama panudyad.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
नहि प्रपश्यामि ममापनुद्यात्
यच्छोगम उच्छोषणमिन्द्रियाणाम्
यच्छोगमुच्छोषणमिन्द्रियाणाम्
अवापभौ अपाय sorry अवाप्य भूमाव असपतनम हृदम
अवाप्य भूमा असपतनं मृदम्
राज्यं सुराणाम् अभिचाधिपत्यम्.
राज्यं सुराणाम् अपि चाधिपत्यम्.
Please translation read.
I can find no means to drive away this grief which is drying up my senses. I will not be able to dispel it even if I win a prosperous, unrivaled kingdom on earth with sovereignty like the demigods in heaven. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. So Arjuna is saying, I can find no means to drive away my grief, and which is drying up my senses. I will not be able to dispel it, even if I win the prosperous, unrivaled kingdom on earth with sovereignty like the demigods in heaven. So again, Arjuna is saying that previously also he mentioned all this, that my senses are drying up. I cannot find a way to drive away the grief what I am going through. So even if I win this war, unrivaled kingdom on earth with sovereignty like the demigods, even if I win this war and get the kingdom, I will not be happy. I will not be able to dispel this grief. That's what he is saying. So Prabhupada mentions in the purport, the conclusion is that the spiritual master who is 100% Krishna conscious. By the way, all these sentences are not continuation. I have just picked up few important points from the purport. So, sometimes the sentence starts in a different way. So, this is only important points. We are not reading the complete purport. It's all of you as a homework you should do that. Please do that. I'm telling this every day. So, please do that. Every day you should, whatever verses we are completing, please go in that same pace at least. If you can read more, it is good. Can go ahead also, but at least please try to read whatever verses we are covering, try to read along with that also. Along with that, not in the class, after the class or before the class. Then you will be more clear what we have discussed. And if you have any doubts, we can always discuss. So Prabhupada says about spiritual master, because in the previous verse Arjuna has considered Krishna as a spiritual master. He is asking the solution for the problem. Prabhupada says that spiritual master is 100% Krishna consciousness. So one who is 100% Krishna consciousness is the bona fide spiritual master, for he can solve the problems of life. So as we mentioned before also, bona fide means the actual guru who is qualified and who is a pure devotee. It's not an ordinary, it's not a just fake guru or somebody like that. He's 100% Krishna conscious. So he's a pure devotee basically. And such spiritual master can solve the problems of life. Only them can do that. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said that one who is a master in the science of Krishna consciousness, regardless of his social position, is the real spiritual master. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has said in the Chaitanya Leela that one who is the master in science of Krishna consciousness means one who is practicing Krishna consciousness nicely, one who is expert, one who is experienced, or one who is following everything very properly, means one who is Krishna conscious. Regardless of his social position, he is the real spiritual master. Means he can become a spiritual master, one who is having that qualification. So what is the qualification? Qualification is that we should be master in the science of Krishna consciousness, or we should be 100% Krishna conscious. So that is the criteria. There is no other criteria for becoming a guru. No consideration of male, female, sannyasi, brahmana, or kshatriya, shudra. No, there is no such classification. Or we can say there is no requirement like that. The only requirement is the person should be 100% Krishna conscious, or in other words, he should be master in the science of Krishna consciousness. So this is the verse from Chaitanya Charitamrita. Kiba vipra kibanyasi shudra ke nayai ye Krishna tattva veta se guru hai. This is Bengali verse. So here the meaning is that Kiba vipra, it does not, vipra means Brahmana. It does not matter whether a person is vipra or a learned scholar or a Brahmana. Kibanyasi, whether he is a sannyasi, or and Shudra, Kibanyasi, Shudra Kenanai. Shudra means the lowest in the Varna, right? Brahmana, Kshatriya, and Vaishya and Shudra. Ye Krishna Tattva Veda say Guru Hai. So whether, if it does not matter whether a person is Vipra, a learned scholar in Vedic wisdom, or born in lower family, or is a renounced order of life, the sannyasi, if he is the master of the science of Krishna, and if he is the master of science of Krishna, he is perfect and bona fide spiritual master. So the qualification is not based on the varna or ashrama. The qualification is based on the qualities he is having. So what is that quality? He should be 100% Krishna conscious, or he should be the master in science of Krishna, means he should be a devotee, pure devotee. That is the qualification. So Krishna is definitely, he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he has all the qualification. But Prabhupada is mentioning in the purport that what is the qualification of a bona fide spiritual master. In this case, Krishna is the spiritual master acting, but generally he is saying that the bona fide spiritual master should have, or the qualification is this. Then Prabhupada mentions about the problems which we already discussed. Problems of material existence, birth, old age, disease, death, cannot be counteracted by accumulation of wealth and economic development. Yes, devotees, whatever miseries, these four miseries and the plus 3 miseries what we mentioned, it cannot be counteracted by any kind of wealth or economic development. That's not the way. The only way is to practice bhakti and get out of, then only we can come out of all these miseries. So Prabhupada says that then therefore if we want to curb the lamentation for good, then we have to take shelter of Krishna. So if we want to get out of these problems, we have to take shelter of Krishna, as Arjuna is seeking to do. So Arjuna asks Krishna to solve his problem definitely, and that is the way of Krishna consciousness. Now Arjuna wants to solve the problem. He is in the problem, he is completely confused, and he is approaching Krishna, completely taken the shelter of Krishna, and asking his help. And Prabhupada says that is the way of Krishna consciousness. So the way of Krishna consciousness, what is Krishna consciousness? Basically, Krishna consciousness. Conscious means what? We know what is conscious. So Krishna consciousness means we are always conscious about Krishna. That is Krishna consciousness. So how we can be conscious about somebody? If we are close to him, or if we are attracted to them, or if we are basically if we are with them always, correct, then only we will be conscious about that particular person. So what is money consciousness? Money consciousness, for example, if we are always thinking about money, then we are money conscious. Okay, if we are always thinking about Krishna, that is Krishna consciousness. So how we will get attached to money? How we will be money conscious? When we see money, when we deal with the money, and when we always we can say think about money and do how to save, how to put investment, how to save the money, and where I should invest, so many things. So that person is money conscious basically, because he is completely, his life is centered around money. So a person, but Krishna consciousness is the person who is always Krishna conscious about Krishna. That means his life is centered around Krishna. or in other words we can say one who has taken shelter of Krishna. So the underlining or the important final conclusion is that only by taking shelter of Krishna we will be able to get out of the problems of the life, what we said, 4 plus 3, 7 miseries. And it can happen because how we can take shelter of Krishna? Like now Arjuna is directly taking shelter and considering him to be the Guru, but for us that opportunity of directly taking or seeing Krishna and like Arjuna now what is happening may not happen. What we have to do, we should approach a spiritual master who is representing Krishna, who is a representative of Krishna, and through him he will connect to Krishna. So surrendering to spiritual master is also one way of surrendering to Krishna. Okay? Because we are surrendering to Krishna or surrendering to Krishna directly or surrendering to spiritual master, both are interrelated. There is no difference because spiritual master is representing Krishna or a representative of Krishna. So in that way. So we should approach spiritual master and he will take us to Krishna. So here Arjuna is surrendering in front of Krishna, considering him to as a guru. And similarly we all should also have a spiritual master in our life, ideally. Everybody, when Krishna came, he was having a teacher, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had a spiritual master. Then Lord Ramachandra had. He was also guided by Vishwamitra Muni and different sages. And definitely, and if you see all our acharyas, everybody has spiritual masters. So there is a guru. Guru is there always. If we want to learn the material education, we have some teachers, right? We are going to school, we are going to college, and we are approaching and we are studying, learning from them. If you want to learn mathematics, we need to go to the mathematics teacher. If you want to learn science, we have to go to approach science teacher. So, but similarly, if you want to study spiritual subjects, we have to approach somebody who knows that. That is our spiritual master. And this is something the most important, because other education is all a temporary education. Whatever we are learning, it is for maybe for this life. It will help us to maintain our body. That's all. Maintain our body means getting some job, getting some money. That's all. But what is the ultimate benefit of it? For the maintaining the body, yes, it is required. And we need to maintain the body because then only we can practice Krishna consciousness. For that we need body. So for that we have to do the job. For that we should do everything. We should have material education also. So we should try to see the connection. But ultimate benefit is something if we can learn some spiritual subjects, because that will be our permanent asset. That we will study in the coming verses, coming section of the second chapter, that spiritual assets are permanent. It's not temporary. From one life to another life it will go. How all we came to Krishna consciousness? Just imagine. I'm just now taking the example of Vidya Mataji, Harish Prabhu. How you have some inclination to bhakti? Because that is what you have been taught from the childhood, maybe. First thing. How you got that atmosphere in the home? Because in the previous lives we have practiced bhakti, and that is being carried forward. But not everybody in this world is having that, getting that opportunity. So many people are there, 8 billion people. How many are inclined to spirituality? Very, very, very less. Right? So whatever we are doing, that will be always our permanent asset. That is the only asset which is always permanent, which is bhakti. Spiritual practices, what we do, that's a permanent asset. Even one mantra of Hare Krishna Mahamantra, if you are chanting one mantra or 108 or 16 rounds or how many, that's a permanent asset. It will be there with us in our credit. So we have two kinds of credits, two kinds of bank account. One is our ADCB or Emirates NBD bank account, and one is this spiritual account. And this spiritual account is permanent. ADCB and Emirates NBD can go any day. We don't know. Now we have, tomorrow we don't know. So that's temporary, completely temporary. Anyway, even if it is full, if the bank account is full, that what commercial bank account is full, if we are dying, are we going to take that along with us? No. If we are okay, we take birth again in the next life. We get, somehow Krishna is giving us a human form. We take a human form. We have to go through the entire thing again. We have to go to school, LKG, 1, 2, 3, 4. We cannot say that I was engineer in the last, I was in Taka transmission quality engineer, or water, or I was a project manager for Danway. We cannot say this. We have to go through the entire stuff, entire thing. But spiritual credits are not like that. It's going to be our permanent asset. So the proof is that how we got inclination to bhakti because of the previous lives. That's the proof. That's the proof of bhakti is a permanent asset. Getting what I'm trying to say? Yeah. So like that. So we can stop here. Something we can, Krishna willing, will discuss, continue tomorrow. Okay. Thank you. Srila Prabhupada.